Alright, y'all, so welcome to this reading with me. I was not going to do a reading today, but this one is actually going to be very, very special for many reasons, but also mostly because it is my birthday today. So it has been a very fantastic day. And the past few years, I have made a change in the way I celebrate my birthday, which is less about doing and excitement and getting gifts, etc., and more so about reflecting and being grateful for the experiences that I have and planning or preparing for the next chapter. And I will say it has not been an easy past year, but it was necessary and necessary for my growth, and I am grateful for the experiences and the lessons learned, and I am excited for the next chapter because there's several things that are going to be happening, so I'm very excited and also excited to see what the universe has in store. So before I get started with the actual reading, I do have a few messages for some people, and you will know if this message is for you. So there's been this energy of transformation, which actually for me, that's what birthdays are about. It's like you're closing out one chapter and starting another chapter at the same time. But there is this message or energy of finishing what you started. So a lot of you being called to finish what you started. And that may have been projects you started or dreams that you started working on maybe last year or years ago, childhood dreams that you may have put to the side, things that you thought were impossible obstacles to overcome. But you are being called to take those back up. But I do have like 3 cards I got here from my Kali Oracle. So when it comes to transformation, my Kali Oracle deck is one of my favorites. And also I like my Rumi deck. But the 3 cards I got out here, I got Krishna, and then number 41 or 5 is significant. And then we got Truma Nagmo and number 6, and then Kali Yantra, number 12. So I'm gonna start with the messages I got because I actually took notes because there were quite a lot. So for Krishna Agni, Krishna literally translates to "you are fire," and Krishna Agni is a tongue of divine fire. So Agni is actually the name of a 2-headed deity of fire, which is also a potent symbol of supernatural power. So this transformation, that means you are fire. There is someone here who, or several people, who go through this transformative place where I feel like you've ascended to another level spiritually, and your energy is potent right now. This is related to some change that you've made recently, because one of the messages here is like something about intimate communion with your heart. I was like, it reveals what you truly yearn for, and it's like once you did that, like the universe set into motion the process for that yearning to be satisfied. So then the messages about fire is that the spiritual significance of fire is that transformation and nourishment of your life force. Your life force is your blood, really, and the yin and yang. Ironically, the past few weeks I have been doing Qigong yoga, and in Qigong, everything is about yin and yang. It's about balance and your qi, balancing your life force energy. That's what your qi is. And then in Qigong, your liver, when it comes to your blood and circulation, water element, your liver represents your yin energy. It controls your yin energy. And your gallbladder is the yang aspect of your life force, of your blood. And the liver controls what happens with your blood, your internal fire. So like emotions like anger, jealousy, rage, your motivation, that is all, yes, related to your liver and your gallbladder. So I don't know if somebody's just like recently made a decision to stop drinking, like doing a blood cleanse or something, but something significant is going on with somebody's blood. Maybe somebody's been eating better, I don't know, drinking more water. But fire creates purification to prepare for regeneration. So again, if there was some dream or something you were working on, even a relationship for some people, there was that may have seemed like it ended or was destroyed. That whole breakdown or ending was necessary. It was more of like, it was being burnt in fire, basically, for some sort of purification, whether it's you, your life force, something in your life. There was something toxic in your life, in your energy, people, places, things, ideas that needed to be removed so that you could, I guess, carry out this dream correctly, so it doesn't contaminate that. And the imagery here is like a fire when they do controlled burns in fields. When farmers do controlled burns in their fields, it's like not only does it like nourish the soil, but it stimulates growth for their crops. It replenishes the soil in between crops, in between harvests. And it talks about like a ripening stage. So it's like some ideas that you had, it's like changing ideas or things that have potential and bringing them into fruition, fulfillment. So things that you may have been working on, again, finishing what you started. And something you may have been working on, may have been quite some time that you've been working on this. It's finally coming to fruition. Because it has something to do with your innate purpose. You're at a place, after you've gone through this purification, you're at a place where you can fulfill your innate purpose, whatever it is you reincarnated here for. But there's something you're meant to do, meant to be, some dream that you are called to follow. You are now prepared for that. So if something has been taking some time and you may have been getting frustrated because and maybe starting to lose faith and doubt yourself, doubt that that's the path for you, it's because there was this purification happening, making sure that you are ready, divine timing, you are ready for that thing. It also says fire attracts the soul, helping it to find its way through darkness towards warmth and light. So I feel like your light says, because Krishna means you are fire, you are this light that's attracting people. So it's kind of like an awakening energy. Your presence, your transformation, it's like there's a light about you that people are starting to see. It's drawing people to you. So you may be getting a whole lot more attention from a lot of people, whether that's romantic, platonic, in the workplace, whatever it is, you're getting attention. People are seeing you, they're drawn to you, and that's because you are fire. Your fire, your light is drawing people out of the darkness. People may have told you, like, they feel good about around you, you know. There is this warmth about you. And again, the theme of alchemy came back up, which alchemy is the purification process, where you have lower or base metals being purified in order to be transformed into something of greater value. So I feel this is something that's been going on with you in your life, and you're finally at that place. And you may have been feeling like you're weak, even like recently feeling physically weak, or feel like you're losing strength, losing energy, losing your will, your motivation. But that is actually your soul has been gaining strength. And the imagery I'm getting here is like kind of like when you go to the gym and you've been working out and your muscles are growing, your body hurts. Like you really feel tired when you've like, I don't know, worked out to like muscle failure. It's like you have no more energy. That's because you have tears in your muscle, but they're rebuilding themselves. They're healing themselves. And in the moment, you feel like you cannot do anything else. Like you feel weak. But your muscles are actually getting stronger in that process. Okay, you've been gaining some spiritual muscle. And then Agni is not just about fire. So the fact that it's like two-headed deity, it says you're a tongue of fire. For some of you, this is about a twin flame connection. Like there is another person connected. It's like you all share the same body, same soul. Well, you don't physically share the same body, but you share the same energetic body. And you just have two different heads, and which is necessary because we got the masculine and feminine aspect. It's necessary to have one that's all logic or mostly logic, and one that is more emotion and spirituality. One keeps you grounded to the earth, the other keeps you connected to the divine realm. But it also talks about the lightning and the sun. So lightning strikes suddenly, but it also brings sudden illumination. And that usually comes, that the kind of illumination that comes with that usually comes like in the midst of like a tremendous psychological or like emotional storm. Now the storm thing reminded me recently, actually the past few days, we've been having this aurora borealis. They've been showing up in places they generally do not show up. So aurora borealis, it's like a whole light and oxygen scientific combination thing, but they usually happen at the Arctic poles because those are places of like really low temperature. So they usually happen in cold places, but they've been happening in places that are not as cold, they typically do not meet that requirement for that. So we're talking about emotional storms, psychological storms. So things showing up in places they generally do not show up in. But the aurora borealis, spiritually speaking, has a lot to do with energy. It is, in some cultures, they think of it as the presence of the divine. So there's like an energetic download, and I'm gonna get more into that because the other two cards talk about that as well, which was quite interesting that they came out together. So there's like an uprooting of like some stubborn psychological pattern for someone. This may be you, but because we have the whole twin flame thing going on here, this may be the divine masculine in this connection. Because I'm going to say you most likely identify as the divine feminine in that connection if you are in a twin flame connection. And if you are the light, you being the light, drawing souls. I'm getting here like this person's soul, you've been pulling their soul out of the darkness, pulling them out of the darkness. And so there has been some stubborn psychological patterns, maybe thought processes, beliefs, ideas, etc., that they've been refusing to let go of. And it's like it suddenly happened. But I do believe this has something to do with a sudden shift in you, in your life, in your direction that you made. So it's like a jolt here. It says a jolt that permanently brings down the house that we built. So it's like you can no longer live in delusion. Dang. The light that ends the darkness. So it says the fire is necessary to purify and heal the soul. And it's like about fixing our most broken selves. So, and the other card now, see, I told you it was like a law going on here. We got Trauma Nagmo. Okay, so Trauma Nagmo, it is instinctively a protector. It rises, that energy rises in response to a severe threat to your well-being, your freedom, or your sacred fulfillment. Something that's getting in your way or could be a threat to you fulfilling your purpose, walking in your purpose. So recently you may have made some decision to let go of thoughts of vengeance or revenge, and there's talks about like praying for mercy for all beings, especially those who are trapped in unconscious patterns. So you may have like given up, like stop being angry at people for the things that they've done to you or whatever, and realizing that they're just stuck in some unconscious patterns. They're not able to do better because they don't know better. They're stuck in this unconscious way of living. So may have come to a place where you've like forgiven and you're like not seeking vengeance. And because of that, it's like you have this protective energy here. It manifests in unlimited forms. So that protection might come in almost any form. It could be come in like the form of a new job, or basically anything that takes you out of the environment or something. So it supports us in confronting the most powerful darkness, whether that's within ourselves, in others, or in our world. So this may be somebody who has stood up for themselves or something, instead of running away from those things that they fear, or giving into them. Somebody may have confronted someone or something head on, confronted a fear head on. So there's something about the Trauma Nagmo is called a Dakini, which a Dakini translates to sky dancer, and a sky dancer is a feminine spiritual being who offers guidance and protection. So that might be an ancestor or something, but there is a feminine being, spiritual being, that is protecting and guiding you at the moment, or guiding your person at the moment. And it talks about the Tibetan practice of Chod, which Chod, it facilitates complete fearlessness, rapid spiritual growth, and severing of attachments. So there's some letting go of unhealthy attachments here. Somebody finding their inner courage or overcoming some fear, and they're going for a rapid spiritual transformation, spiritual growth. Chod literally translates to cutting through. So there's like a cutting through of impossible obstacles, or what you thought were impossible obstacles. And that all started with someone being honest with themselves, like listening to their heart, opening their heart space, their heart chakra, and admitting what they truly want, with what they truly yearn for in their heart, and that it's like it started a chain event. Yeah, just chain events, a chain reaction. The universe is like literally just set things in motion to make it happen. It's almost like they were just waiting, you know, just waiting for you to like say the word type thing. It's like the universe is like, just say the word, I got you. So there's this very specific message. It says, whatever pain and suffering you may be experiencing now is so much less than what would have taken root if certain circumstances were allowed to continue. So you may be mourning some loss or feel like you're losing something, losing a relationship, but there are things that you cannot see that you are being protected from. Whatever's being removed from your life would have ultimately led to your destruction or a whole lot more pain than what you're experiencing right now if you were to keep on that path. Oh, okay. So, and then here again, boundaries. When a boundary needs to be set, it is not time to play nice, nor to pacify people or circumstances attempting to exploit your good nature. So somebody set some healthy boundaries, confronted something or someone who was trying to oppress them. Okay. So it says, your soul will not stand for such disrespect. And trying to keep the peace by cultivating behaviors that are not self-honoring will backfire. And then authenticity with compassionate detachment. That is what your soul is calling for. That is where you need to be at this moment in your life. Okay, so the third one, yeah, that was extremely long and I haven't even done the reading yet. We're like 21 minutes in. So I think I am going to actually do a separate video and link these two together, because it's going to be a very long video otherwise. But anyway, the third card was Kali Yantra, and the number 12 might be significant here. So Kali Yantra is like your innermost power to evoke positive shifts in your circumstances. So again, somebody finding their inner courage, they took their power back. I think if this is you and you set boundaries, and again, for those of you where this is about a twin flame connection, because you all share the same spiritual or energetic body, if you are the one who took this stand, this person's also mirroring you. So, or maybe you're mirroring them. Whatever actions are happening for you is happening with them as well. Yeah, so it says anything required for success that is lacking is being provided, which bridges the gap between you and your manifestations. So back to, and it ties into the second card about your sky dancer, your feminine protector. It's helping you cut through obstacles. So anything that was an obstacle to this path of success, anything you were lacking, any reason you think that you could not have it, it is being removed. Whatever you need to get to have your manifestations come into play or happening. If this is a dream or some talent or something you were working on in the past, where you thought, hey, this is an impossible obstacle, this is an impossible mountain to climb, I'm just gonna give up on this dream. The reason you're being called to take this dream back up, to follow it, to finish what you started, is because you've gone through this transformation, or you're going through this powerful transformation, and everything you need to get to that place, get to the other side, is being provided for you. So it says, stay focused on what matters to your heart and allow the distractions to fall away. Continue to commit to your soul's journey. Do not let the distractions around you, things that you think, hey, this is priority, or people are going to try to distract you from your dream. The world is going to try to distract you. Remain focused on your heart's desire, on matters of your heart, really. And it says, a more beautiful experience of your life path awaits you. This is why you need to stay focused on what matters. Stay focused on your heart. Let your heart lead you. So a yantra represents or this yantra actually, it represents the downward flow of grace to your material world and all matters related to your material world. And this is, as you can see, this triangle here in the center, this is like the sign for Earth. So this, somebody's material world is transforming. Okay, and it says a downward flow of grace. So all the changes, transformations happening in your world right now, this is your manifestations coming into fruition. They're showing up in your material world. And I know in a lot of my videos, I always mention that everything in your material world happens in the spiritual world first. It's just the material world, the energy is denser, so things move slower, but it has already happened in the spirit. So now with that energy, as above, so below, as within, so without, that energy is finally materializing in your physical world. It's like a cosmic, like a switch for your spiritual energy to be attracted towards Earth. And that again brings me back to the Aurora Borealis, where it's like energy showing up. They're showing up in places they generally don't show up. You wouldn't expect them to, because it's like scientifically, based on the nature of the Aurora Borealis, those places do not meet that requirement, but they're showing up there, which in some cultures, the Aurora Borealis is a sign of the divine presence, divine energy. So this goes right back to this downpouring of cosmic energy, of divine energy. The spiritual energy is being drawn towards Earth. So I feel like there's several people who've been going through this shift, which is shifting the energy on Earth. You know, goes back to the whole concept of building this new Earth. So I know earlier I said your light is being revealed. So it reveals the divine luminosity behind appearance. So it's being hidden in plain sight. You are being hidden in plain sight. Whatever transformation you've gone through, which is why you're probably attracting a whole lot more people. People want to invest in you, work with you, etc. Recognizing your talent. People want to date you, I don't know. But your light is shining. Your appearance, your divine light is shining behind your physical appearance. There's like this healing and transformative, I guess, aspect to your light, your presence, your energy. But that energy is also bringing transformation and healing to your material world, your physical reality. And that's because you're aligned with the higher divine will. And ironically, so I was using my angel numbers oracle deck the past few readings, and it's been a while since I used them. I don't know why I felt the need to use them, but since then the number 1212 has been coming out, and in my deck 1212 means aligned with the universe. Your will is aligned with the universe. But I've also been seeing 1212 quite often as well. So again, whatever transformation you've gone through, whatever sudden eureka moment you had, whatever pattern you've broken, you're finally aligned with the universe. And certain things that you may have tried to do in the past, they may have been a little successful and then failed. But it just did not work out for you, even if they were working out for other people, because it wasn't aligned with the universe. It wasn't aligned with your innate purpose. So it wasn't going to be successful. So you were being protected from going down a path that's not meant for you. And that could go for relationships too. If those relationships did not work, they failed, it's because they were not aligned with the will of the universe, with divine will, divine order. So there's this alchemical reconstructive energy and unrestricted energy. So it is really tapping into your power. When it talks about aligned with the will of the universe, I'm also getting here someone who's like pretty much coming into oneness, this sense of oneness with source, realizing there is no separation. They're one with source. You are source, basically. But it talks about the regenerative power of the divine feminine. So your energy is regenerative. Which is, if you are in a twin flame connection, it is impacting your divine masculine. It's healing them, whether you're physically connected or not. And I feel your energy has always had that effect on that person. So it may be actually when you all first met, or when you first your energy healing transformation first activated, you triggered an awakening in that person, or you triggered something in them. And with healing, so when you're healing, sometimes you start feeling worse right before you start feeling better. And that's because your body is like fighting off infections. When your white blood cell count goes up, it's a sign of infection, but it's actually a sign of your body healing that infection. And sometimes when we have to purge toxins out of our bodies, if you have ever done like a full body cleanse, if you don't drink enough water, like you can actually, ooh, my ears are ringing. Okay. That was intense. But anyway, when we're purging toxins from our bodies, it gets into your blood, because that again is how your body transports things. So that's how it's gonna get it to your liver, your kidneys for cleansing to get out of your body. So you start feeling sick. You may feel like you're getting a flu, your body might hurt, might even get a runny nose, but you start feeling worse before you feel better. And so that's what I'm getting here with that, the regenerative power, but also red, the color red. The color red here is significant. Red represents blood here. It says red, the blood red life force. And I know I thought about that because there's like, talks about Kali, but Kali is a divine feminine energy, and she is connected to the moon, but most importantly, the waning moon cycle. And I believe we are in the waning moon cycle. But for some reason, I got the imagery, so this might be happening for you right now. Somebody is on their menstrual cycle, or starting their menstrual cycle. But anyway, or ending it, I don't know. But the red blood, the blood red life force, it's like, it's Kali's fuel for destruction and rebirth. And if you think about like the menstrual cycle, since we're talking about the divine feminine, the regenerative power of the divine feminine, going for a menstrual cycle is really the breakdown and rebuilding of the lining of your uterus, preparing to have a child, for your body to create a child. But destruction and rebirth. I see. And then the color gray represents the luminal realm or liminal realms, where it's like neither black nor white. So it's neither the dark of night nor the brightness of day. So it's like the place in between. And the past few days, the skies have been pretty gray. I remember thinking that yesterday and today actually, because it's been raining. So it's like portion of the day the sun is out and it looks lovely, but then it starts raining. The sky suddenly gets gray and it starts raining. And in some places where the aurora borealis was, people were like, oh, the skies are gray, we won't see it. And I know I read somewhere somebody said to take a photo, go outside and take a photo, put your phone in night mode or your camera in night mode, and you will be able to see it even if the sky is gray, which I thought was interesting, because aurora borealis really is has a lot to do with light refraction. So it makes sense that just changing the light exposure on your phone would help with that, help you can still see it. So that again goes to back to the idea of, just because you can't see it or your life seems gray right now does not mean that these blessings and this beauty, this energy, divine grace is not present. But also in some cultures, the medial realm is like that place in between the night and day. It is considered where magic is most potent. So magical things are happening when the sky is gray. This is like a transitionary phase for somebody. And the message for you, whoever you are, if you're connecting to this reading, says there is power in feeling as though you no longer belong to the past, nor are you fully anchored in a new way. Okay, so somebody is feeling out of place, displaced, like they don't know where to fit in. So because it's like they're no longer connected to this past life. They're letting go of this past life, this past timeline, but at the same time, they haven't really settled into a new role, into this new timeline. So they're in this spiritual transformation, this crossing over type thing. They're in between worlds, basically. I think this is like a resting phase for you. It's meant to be a resting phase to prepare you for this next level. So then the message is, do not act from fear. Trust your inner guidance. Trust the inner guidance of your heart as to how and when to act. But you are also being protected from negative energy work or projection from other people. If you feel like you're being blocked, or you were being blocked or sabotaged, whether it's intentionally or not, you're being protected from that. That is what this Kali Yantra message is for somebody. And the chains are being broken. So there's a lot else in that. So I think I'm going to close it out here, and then you can check the video that's going to be linked in the comments or the description for the reading. Okay, thank you.